Sarang, CEO of Reliable Robotics. Please give them a huge round of applause. Louder, it's one session. Even louder.
Before I talk about cleaning industry in general, one of the biggest digital transformation reason, or how do I say, a push was COVID, and all of us has experienced in our life where most of us have moved from going from a manual using a manual service to using any kind of digital service in our daily life. That itself is a primary, how do I say, a sign or example that it's not a matter of digitization being a threat or a messiah. It has become part of our life now. We are very inertly dependent on it for everyday life and things like that. Now, in terms of cleaning industry, for example, if you look at the efficiency aspect of it, cleaning as a service itself, we are using a lot of solutions and chemicals, and digitization would help you reduce wastage. So by monitoring the usage of it, you can understand, okay, on this particular month, we will only need this much amount of solution to be used for cleaning. So all this data is being captured, and all of our systems, say cleaning robotic systems, they're logging all this data. So it will help you make informed decisions. At the same time, reducing wastage will of course help you improve the costings as well and save a lot of money. So digitization in general, it definitely has improved efficiency. So that's probably my take on it, yeah, and my personal experience as well. Yeah. How many of you actually like the process cleaning or like to clean? If you could raise your hands. 1, 2, 3. It's very few. Okay. So personally, I don't like the process cleaning itself. So the way I see it, the best way to clean is not to clean at all, right? I'll explain more on that. Now, why do we have digitization, and why are we discussing about this whole digitization as a threat or as a? Because most of us humans don't like to clean or would like to delete that process itself. So what do? We either build systems to make the process easier or to replace the process itself. Now, from a sustainability standpoint, when I said best way to clean is not clean at all, is I would be very happy if I have surfaces that disinfects itself instead of me actually going and cleaning it. No, so right now there are different kind of surfaces in terms of, or materials that is being researched to develop to be used in hospitals, which can disinfect itself. So instead of you actually using a solution or a chemical to actually clean it, the surface actually disinfects itself, which is pretty cool for me. Now, that's one of the future technology that is being introduced into cleaning. And again, that itself gives a lot more space for sustainability itself, because you don't really need to introduce a smart system to clean itself, because the cleaning is automatic itself, because you're deleting the process. But it's not really a challenge for the industry, because the cleaning industry itself is going through a transition phase to using chemicals, to using smart systems, to using self-disinfecting surfaces. So that's something that I've experienced, and during my studies and research that I found out and working with. So that's my take and perspective and experience on it. Yeah. Manual decisions has been taken away from humans, and very advanced AI algorithms are able to take those decisions and basically send out to their particular tablet, which most of these cleaners have, and they know what tasks to perform. So that's new. That's something that's new, sure.
So how do you see from the service industry's perspective that?
If we talk about any industry, we definitely have to take the workforce in perspective. Now, if we look back at our history, right, every time there was an industrial revolution, from the time that we moved on from steam engine, there definitely was no job loss, but at the same time, 10 times more jobs were also created. But the difference between these jobs were that it was always upskilling. All of us need to be upskilled. The same thing is happening now as well. Now it's part of the evolution, so we cannot stop technology and change. And as humans, we do fear change sometimes, and change is also one of the challenges that most industries face. So if your job is repetitive and if it's mundane, that's the first thing that's going to be replaced. Now, from cleaning industry standpoint, we do have robots right now in Japan being trained, thousands of robots being trained on household activities, and the primary household activity is cleaning again. Now, that's the key thing. So it's not about job loss, but creating more jobs, but at the same time upskilling. But there is a challenge to it. So when there is upskilling, there is going to be extra cost involved in training. So that's the challenge that we have to face. And it's part of the process. We'll all have to get used to that. But it is what it is, but we can be happy that as evolution happens, we all improve and be better human beings in terms of upskilling. So that's my perspective on it. Systems, definitely keeping all the privacy in mind. So we collect this data, we do implement those data into this hardware so that you are having, when you implement a particular robotic system, it comes with 10 years of experience, like you hire a laborer. So because of all this data collection. So as I previously mentioned, as humans, every time there is a transformation, most of us humans, we fear change. So change is something that most people are struggling with. When we implement a new technology, the existing employees, they kind of fear that change because some people don't want to upskill. Some people are so used to the existing process. The first thing is fearing the change. Second thing is, like I said, cost. The initial cost is in terms of training is quite high.
Sustainability would be kept in mind in which way, as we move to robotics and or artificial intelligence, digitization, I think that is more of it. Now, how can commercial cleaning companies they can strike a balance between utilizing technology and still maintaining a personal touch in the services? This is a bit tricky, because we're talking that we're going to technology, everything machines will do, everything sensors will do. So how will we still keep that personal touch in our service?
Regular check can help. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll give you an interesting take on it. Now, the question itself is quite interesting. So, how does humans do decision making? Based on three things: intuition, emotion, and logic. How does robots, make decision? Purely based on logic. We don't have robots that process emotions. We do have certain logical-based algorithms that can detect emotions and make certain informed decisions. But the kind of human experience that you get from a robot is we are far away from it. Like for example, if I want to look for a particular answer, me Google searching and going through multiple websites, finding an answer for it is quite time consuming. So in terms of time and faster accuracy, definitely AI and human experience is definitely needed. But then again, it depends. We'll have to watch and see how this human experience is going to go away. Even like for example, massages. We do massages. Like right now, we have robotic systems that can perform massages. Basically it can measure the level of pressure that is required, use very advanced systems to understand the body texture and shape and create the motion accordingly. It definitely has its benefits, but from an energy perspective, human energy perspective, a robot cannot offer you that.